This is Gene Krebs.
Hi there. Oh. Whoosh.
And we're high on Ohio.
One of the things that we've been really associated with, both positively and negatively, is this concept around value added.
Okay.
Because my belief early on was you cannot improve a goal you don't measure. Worse yet, you can't improve one you don't have. I may not have this exactly right, but you may remember this on firing line years ago.
Oh,
William
gosh.
Buckley, he used to love to take people down the road, and he's about 3 steps ahead.
Oh,
but
yeah.
he has Mortimer Adler on there. Mortimer Adler is a renowned psychologist. And they're having this conversation, and finally he hones in on Adler and said, and I believe I have this close to accurate. He goes, and Dr. Adler, do you really believe all kids can learn?
Yeah.
To which Adler gave one of the greatest replies I've ever heard. He said, why is it that you don't? I'd much rather live with my hope than with your doubt. And I grew up in a very poor region of southeastern Ohio, and I said, I'm really glad I had teachers who thought I might actually speak to people outside the county.
Yeah.
Or outside the state.
Yeah.
Poor performance is not a sin, but low aspiration is. Well, part of this educating everyone takes everyone. So it's not just the school teacher. It's not just the school principal. We need communities. I like what John Dewey said. He said, whatever the best parent wants for his or her child, then the community ought to want for all of his children. I was in Hong Kong, and I'm meeting with a group of kindergartners. And I passed out bookmarks that a teacher had made for me to pass out to students. And I passed those out, and this little kindergartner looked at me and said, would you like for me to make a bookmark for you to take back? And I said, yeah, that'd be great. She said, do you want it in English or Chinese? Our kids are going to compete in a world that I certainly couldn't have imagined.
Right.
And so being prepared, being competitive, being knowledgeable, learning is going to be the currency. And so those people are able to do this. Now, the good news, when Friedman writes, we've got a much bigger market now.
Right.
All of those things. So it's a world that's dramatically different that we're preparing kids for.
Are we getting the right teachers in Ohio now,
Well,
in America now?
I think that someone once said the biggest room in any organization is for the room for improvement.
Okay.
So I think the room for improvement in that is huge. It's not just the ACT. I mean, I used to tell kids, and I still believe this, your I do is more important to me than your IQ.
Okay.
So, but having said that, that's a piece. There's also the capacity piece around, is this really what you want to do? In other words, I think that we could be dramatically more effective in whom we selected. And then the second thing I would do is I would change the teacher preparation program. It would become far more clinical. So that you're out in schools.
What's that? So
you're out in schools.
You're out in schools.
I mean, I have to tell you what, no offense to the large university I went to in Columbus.
Okay.
And I realized this was eons ago. I never saw a kid till my last quarter. One of my favorite sayings is this. The grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it.
Okay.
Now, if you...
And you're wanting to water that data desert.
No. Well, we did some of that. We've overwatered it.
Okay.
I now want to water development because that's how we get improvement. If I water judgment, I'll simply get blame. Right. Moderation, there's a certain balance, stasis that get caught up. But you're right. It's for everybody. I mean, I can... enthusiasm is a great strength, but carried too far, people feel like they're being run over.
Yeah.
And patience is a great one until somebody finally says he can't or she can't make a decision. So we all have those, but I think your point about awareness and knowing that when you've gone too far and now it's a liability.
For more about the Center for Community Solutions or their publications, please visit www.communitysolutions.com.